host of the Gridiron.
So to get him off a practice squad, that means you got to put him on your 53. Now, that does not necessarily mean he has to be on the 53. I think you have to pay him 3 paychecks because now he's on the 53. You just can't take the guy from a practice squad and throw him on your practice squad. Now, if you take him off a practice squad, you got to put him on your 53. So now this guy here, all right, is part of the Giants 53. Once again, he might be inactive. He may not dress for the game against the Saints, but we'll have to wait and see. But, this guy's on the field for an extensive period of time. We could really be in for some trouble. So, but let's see. So, Giants poach the Rams defensive tackle after Dexter Lawrence's injury. So, Giants announced a few roster moves on December 2nd, 2 which were formalities, obviously, right? With Dexter Lawrence and Theo Johnson going on injury reserve. Let's see. They also signed a replacement defensive tackle, Cory Durden, off the Los Angeles Rams practice squad. Durden first entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent out of North Carolina State in 2023. He signed with the Detroit Lions organization for the initial training camp, but failed to make the 53-man roster. From there, he was picked up by the Rams, seesawing on and off the active roster since September of 2023. According to Pro Football Reference, Durden has appeared in 4 regular season games with the Rams, accumulating 3 total tackles. He's a large body at 6'4" and 316 pounds, and he turns 26 years old in January. For now, Durden will serve as another young flyer for head coach Brian Daboll's staff to take a look at as they retool for next season. It's every year. It's all the Giants do. Retooling, assuming everyone is back for another year. Well, that's true, too. New Giants defensive lineman Cory Durden's college scouting reports describe him as a nose or a 3 technique defensive tackle with relentless effort. At North Carolina State, Durden registered 58 total tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 1 pass breakup in 25 games. He also spent another 3 years at Florida State, racking up 68 total tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 3 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles in 32 games. NFL Network scouting expert Lance Zierlein described him as a 0-technique nose tackle that is more likely to be considered as an even front 3 technique at the next level. His body control and contact balance are often spotty due to his upright playing style, but he finds ways to recover and get himself back into play, Zierlein wrote in spring of 2023. He's good at locating the football and hustles hard to chase the play down. So the guy gives it his effort, so that's good. So does Chapman, right? But Durden lacks the ability to control the point of attack or consistently disrupt NFL blocking schemes. Basically, he seems like, just from reading this, he's going to do the same thing Sexy does. But Sexy can disrupt, right, the point of attack. Sexy can disrupt. Sexy needs double teams. He can consume blockers, right? He can push the pocket. Now, I'm not so sure if this guy can. Durden's wide base and low center of gravity, as well as his quick first step, fluid movements are off the ball. But Zierlein and NFL Draft Buzz credit him with adequate to good play strength and relentless effort. So Durden will join a shrinking interior defensive line that now features Raheem Nunez-Roches, Elijah Chapman, DJ Davidson, and Jordan Marley. Now, as I said, the thing was after Davidson was injured, it was his back, I think it was, but Nacho had a stinger, so that thing could pop up at any time. So the Giants. Let me tell you what, their defensive front is like, oh my God. We have Kamara coming into town. That dude only ran for 6. I can't remember if he ran for 6 touchdowns at one time, but he got 6 touchdowns in that one game a couple of years ago. So the Kamara's special. Now, obviously, he's a little bit older now, but let's see here. What does Alvin Kamara do? What has he done so far? He's He's our next contestant on The Price is Right. Let's see what Alvin Kamara. And that dude's he's freaking good. He is good, man. I'll tell you what. Alvin, let's see here. Kamara. What has he done so far this year? All right, let's see. Let's go to Pro Football Reference. Okay, so this year so far, what's he in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 season already. Jeez, God, man, am I getting freaking old? He has 894 yards rushing. I mean, obviously in today's modern NFL, that's not a Saquon Barkley number, nothing, but he's well on his way to over 1,000 yards rushing, which is fantastic. He is averaging, what is he averaging? 4.3 yards a carry. So, but he has 206 carries, 894 yards, and 6 touchdowns. What's he got receiving? Wow. Jeez. 59 receptions, too, 450 yards. So he has 1,350 yards. So basically, he's having, in 12 games, he has about 1,350 yards. So he's averaging well over 100 yards a game. But he's averaging 4.3 yards a carry. Okay. Maybe, I guess it was in 2020 when he scored those 6 touchdowns, because he had 16 rushing touchdowns in 2020. As I said, I mean, this is his 8th season, so he's going to start slowing down eventually. But I mean, he's doing really, really good. So I mean, if you think about Chapman, right? Davidson, Riley, Durden, Nacho. I mean, that's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. I mean, it just goes to show you we have sexy, and then we have like nothing. I don't want to say nothing, but oh my God, it's just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. But let me show you here. I mean, I'm going to just show you what Durden's grades are for PFF. They're not super special. Let me tell you what I said. You can't take, apparently, relentless effort. I mean, you can't knock the guy for that, right? If you're like with Chapman too, the guy getting relentless effort, right? You can't knock him for that, right? But are they going to be difference makers? So let me pop this up here. Share my screen. Let me find it here. I got 32,000 tabs open up here. Oh, there we go. All right. Defensive grades. There we go. All right. Here we go. Now, this is him in college. Okay. So if you look down here, right? His last, I mean, actually, he seemed like he was almost better when he early on with Florida State. His first season, he was 71.9, his overall grade, right? Then he went up to a 75.3. Then his last season of Florida State, 52.7. Now, maybe he got injured because he only played 207 snaps. Then he transferred to North Carolina State. He graded out a 68.7 and a 66.4. So, I mean, his tackling is not very good. His tackling grades are 44, 57, 52, a 36, a 56. So, nothing super spectacular. I mean, I think this is look at that. He's got a big ass smile. I'll tell you, a 2022. Okay, that's his last season. I mean, he graded out a 66. I mean, nothing special at all. But I mean, if you look here at in the NFL, I mean, his grades are not very good. Okay. Okay. He hasn't even played any snaps this year, I guess. So 2023 was his only grades. So let me pop his grades up for 2023 here. How many games he played in? 4 games he played in. So if you look here, it's 4 games, right? He didn't play a lot of snaps either, right? So he played in 4 games in 2023, grand total of 44 snaps. Grand total of 44. 21 rush, 23 pass. He's graded out at a 36. I mean, against Green Bay, he graded out at 26. His run defense was a 29. I mean, his run defense here against Arizona was a 42. Then he had 45 against Pittsburgh. Against Dallas, he had a 63. but against Green Bay, his run defense was a 29. So, I mean, he has no sacks. He has one total pressure against Arizona. So, I mean, as you see there, his grades are not super spectacular. So, if he's got to go in the game for the Giants, good luck and God bless to us. I mean, I'm sure we're probably going to see a heavy dose. Hill, their Swiss Army knife. Apparently, his season's over. He got injured, so he won't be in the game. But I mean, look for a heavy dosage of Alvin Kamara. I mean, they see no sexy in there, and they see those defensive linemen that we got in there and all. Look for a heavy dosage of Alvin Kamara, right? I mean, just keep pounding him. I mean, the guy's a phenomenal talent. He's been for 8 years. Man, I didn't know it was that long already. I thought maybe 5 or 6, but just goes to show you how stupid I am. I don't remember how long he's been in the league, but I'll tell you what, Alvin Kamara is a special talent, and he could certainly ruin the Giants afternoon for sure.